All right, welcome back to Politically Homeless. My name is Dave, and it's very strange when John Fetterman starts to make sense. I'm just putting it out there. I know some people may not agree with this, but John Fetterman says this: I hope Democrats can understand that it isn't xenophobic to be concerned about the border. It's a reasonable conversation, and Democrats should engage. That's Senator John Fetterman, who I believe had a stroke and became rather impaired. It seems, though, the stroke has had a positive effect on Fetterman. I know that might be kind of mean to say, but it's time for action, not just talk on the border. So, speaking with Politico, Fetterman calls out both Republicans and Democrats for the political resistance to secure the border and come up with a border deal. Now, of course, there are going to be a lot of people who watch this video and say, yeah, and we're going to be handing tons of money over to Ukraine and tons of money over to Israel. I don't think you're going to get a majority of Democrats and Republicans voting against funding for both Ukraine and Israel. And there are a few people out there, and I'm kind of on the fence on this one, who believe that you need to send these countries money because they are allies. Now, I don't know what Ukraine has to offer America. Israel, some would say, they're doing some horrible things right now, so we shouldn't be sending money. But from a pragmatist point of view, and that's what I've realized recently, is that what I want to happen is I want stuff to get done. And if we're to get a border security deal and we're going to spend the money anyway, why not just throw in with all of it? I know it's likely going to drive the debt up there, but we need to obviously fix the border crisis. And if John Fetterman, of all people, can talk about this and sound reasonable, then, I mean, maybe the tide is turning. I don't know. But he talks about how he hopes that Democrats can come to the table on this. And what's interesting is Republicans, some of them, are going to try to hold this up because they don't want to send money to Ukraine, but yet they're pro border security. And I've gotten to the point where if we're going to send, they're going to send money to Ukraine anyway. The Speaker of the House, he's for doing this. He's for sending money to Israel before Ukraine, but he essentially has said he'll do all of it. And what's happening is, to stop a victory on the border, because that would mean that Joe Biden, his policies have been horrible, which they have been for the past 3 years when it comes to the border. It would admit to the world that, okay, you know, Biden's policies are really bad, and this money is to fix those bad policies. Now, like everything else, the devil is in the detail, and they need to actually read the bill and then figure out if this really is going to fix the issue at the border, or is this money going to help relocate these immigrants when they get here? I mean, that's a real question to ask. But here's what Ryan says, Ryan Clancy from No Labels. So many Americans are deeply concerned about the ongoing immigration and border crisis and the inability of Congress to find a solution. No Labels shares that sentiment and believes it's time for action and not just talk. A broken immigration system and insecure border means dangerous drugs like fentanyl flow into our communities, putting Americans at risk. It opens the door for human trafficking that endangers the lives of migrants, and it means that America can't keep track of all the people coming in either legally or through an asylum system that is completely overwhelmed. NBC News recently reported in fiscal year 2021, which included most of Biden's first year in office, Customs and Border Protection agents stopped 1,734,000 migrants who were not legally allowed into the U.S. The following year, that number rose to 2,379,000. In the fiscal year of 2023, it reached 2,475,000. Okay, so this is a crisis, and some would even say maybe an invasion. They go on here to say, we know fixing our broken immigration system and securing our border is one of the top priorities of America's growing common sense majority, but Congress seems as stuck as ever in the face of this ever growing crisis, with partisan politics once again stymieing prospects for a deal. Some on the left are essentially advocating for an open border, while some on the right are pushing an impractical and inhumane crackdown on immigrant communities in the U.S. In the Common Sense Policy booklet, No Labels, released this year, we offered a practical, achievable plan to address these challenges head on. It focused on enhancing border security, reforming the asylum process, and creating a path to citizenship for what they call dreamers, and additional pathways for hardworking legal immigrants to come here. The plan reflects the fundamental reality that America is both a nation of laws, but also a nation of immigrants. So that is very well said. I would say that if we enforced the current laws, I don't think we would have any border security issues. And state governors really need to step up as well to get involved, because the federal government just can't get out of its own way. But see, the difference, all right, the difference between making this into a left-right paradigm issue where you score political points, the difference between that and trying to solve the problem, this is where America is right now. Whether you're on the left or the right, you're on a team, and that team is basically hell-bent on winning and making the other team look stupid. Now, I blame Democrats. I blame Democrats for this. Trump did far better than Biden did, but there was no policy put into place other than trying to keep people out. Our economy right now is suffering because we don't have people who can fix things that are broken. We have a bunch of psychology majors going out into the world, but we don't have craftsmen, we don't have laborers, we don't have enough people willing to get their hands dirty in the workforce anymore. And the pay, by the way, is pretty good for those types of professions. So again, No Labels is on this. I know a lot of people don't like compromise, but it is the way forward. If we're going to fix this before it implodes, and I think it could, and when I say implode, I mean extremes on either side winning the day, and then again, it's just about gridlock, and there's no real benefit to the American people. All of the success goes to the upper class, and very little trickles down to those who are really struggling in this economy right now. And again, that's another issue that we need to talk about. Robust economic growth, it shouldn't be a thing of the past. It should be something that we can easily reboot if we have people working together for the common good. So there you go. Again, if you want to find out more about No Labels, I don't think too many people are watching these videos that I post, which is fine. It's nolabels.org. Reach out to Ryan Clancy. Read the Common Sense book, all right? And in fact, I have a copy of the book here. You can order this book online. And all I can tell you, I know it's not coming through because of the background here. It's just weird how that works with the No Labels background. You can find the Common Sense book, I think, even on Amazon. And I ordered mine. You read through it, you show people what this is, and they go, yeah, these are good ideas. these are good compromises because things might actually get done, and people don't worry as much about who gets the credit for it. And that's really the problem with all of this. It's pride run amok. It's tribalism, which has created just a massive amount of gridlock, and it's doing the right thing for the right reasons. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Hopefully in the future, I'm going to have some more guests from No Labels being here on this channel, which would be fantastic, so we can hear directly from them. In the meantime, God bless you all, and please pray for peace in the Middle East and around the world, and I will talk to you soon.